Do things keep seeming that they're going to get weirder and weirder? I know they are. At this point, I don't have to be psychic to tell you that there's going to be some more things that come out that are just going to sit and think, wow, that was right in front of us. Why weren't we even thinking about that? And it's, I believe, because we have this almost now familiar idea of what this case has represented, but I don't think we understand what it really is. And that's why I'm here, because aside from reading, aside from all of this, it has always been my forensic, intuitive tarot duty to make people stop and think. Because, you know, sometimes we get down this path and we just can't get off of it. We get a certain particular idea in our brain and we can't get off of it. And that is why I have this. That's the channel. I know many of you know it, but I want you to go over there and subscribe when you can, because I'm going to start going live and talk about reenactments. Now, I don't do it that much on this channel, and it is storming here. Do you hear that? It is lightning, storming. The show must go on. But I'm going to start talking live, and I'd love to have you there. And who knows, it might even take a couple of calls over there to find out exactly where we know this may be going. But the last video that I put up, and that was yesterday, it was from images from the cutting room floor that I'm telling you bothered me. Now, you know, most people get upset about AI and they think that it's going to replace, you know, first of all, it takes a person behind AI to make these things happen. Now, there may become a time then that doesn't happen, and I don't know. But in order to use AI, you have to be really good at prompting, and then things still pop up and pop away. And it's because I believe that AI in some ways has a predictive idea of what they think is happening or what they think you want in your storyboard. And I believe that's what happened with this last video, because in this last video, they had different people. AI, put different people in there. And I've always said there were 3 people, minimum. 3 people, 1 female, 1 male. But as I was making that video, I'm telling you, I got creeped out at some of these clips. Like there's one, and I even mention it in the video. Go over there and watch it. It's 3 minutes. The more I do this, the more I am convinced that this against Nancy Guthrie was pre-planned. Now, obviously, we think that, because sometimes when you try to pre-plan these things, but in crime, no pre-planning is foolproof. Now, the one thing that I want to say for Nancy Guthrie, yeah, I almost said Justice, that's right, Nancy Guthrie, is this: justice. Now, many people feel that justice comes after a particular, oh yeah, there was confirmation from the universe. And give me a second. The Amazon guy is at the door. I'll be right back. I never like to make people wait when they're delivering. It is storming out so bad, so thank you. More journals, more pens have arrived. You guys are so good to me. Justice. Justice. Now look here. Most people believe that justice only occurs after a particular admission, conviction, sentencing. But I want to talk to you about this today because Nancy Guthrie deserved justice before this even happened. How? She should have had her cameras signed up with a security company. That's number one. And I think that there should have been a little bit more attention. And I mean, I'm not judging. Justice should have been, Mom, you're not taking an Uber. I'll be over to get you. But I'm wondering now, was the Uber part of the plan? Because in that video, you can see, because first of all, Nancy had to be aware. If there were some problems or issues or anything else like that that was going on, she had to be aware. And I wonder what that ride back from Annie and Tommaso's house to her home that night, if she made it home, was like. That video made me stop and think, because you see a driver with a clicker, I call it a clicker, garage door opener, that opens the door up and it just goes up a little bit and then down. And I wonder, was there another person in the car? And would this explain why they took the car of Annie and Tommaso's and kept it as long as they did? Could they have found other information by another person that was in that car? Or did they only find information for two? I've always wondered if Annie went back to take her mother back with Tommaso. I've always wondered. Now, I'm not accusing anybody. I'm here because I want to ask you. And all of you are very good. And please don't put full names in the comments. Please only use initials. But now, the more I really look into things, the more I wonder. Oh, there's going to be more coming up here about the abduction and about the timeline and all kinds of things. So you'll want to subscribe so you don't miss anything, because I'm going to try to reenactment, and anything that goes on the cutting room floor that might be suspicious, I'm going to show you. Because I think sometimes it's almost that these abilities to make these films and videos has a predictive idea of what the person wants that's prompting it. And that's my idea. Predictive programming, perhaps. Predictive in, gee, that makes sense. You want a car driving down the road with two people. But what makes sense now? This Uber. This is a girl that Nancy evidently has used before. She's been cleared by the FBI. She's interviewed, all these things. But I have a question, and that is, what time did she arrive? But the bigger question is, what time did she leave? Now, she didn't leave by Uber. It's told that Tommaso drove her home. Listen, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, I am convinced, definitely foul play beyond measure. And I am definitely convinced at this point that we would not be surprised. I'm not going to mention any names here. This is going to be a quick video because I'm going to see you tonight. And we're going to do remote viewing. Time is needed. The next 30 days and haunted by the past. I'm going to tell you something, my darlings. We right now are in a full-fledged Mercury retrograde. Do you see how things are happening? We're getting more information on Nancy Guthrie, more information on Lynette Hooker, more information on the Adelson case, which there may be a release in that, but I'm going to tell you, I believe there's going to be at least one more arrest. And wouldn't it be a complete sad day if the entire Adelson family was behind bars? I've always said that Wendy's next. Let's see. But I digress. Time is definitely needed because I'm going to tell you something. I believe now that while the FBI is alluding, and I'm going to say it that way, that the investigation is with Pima County and the sheriff of No Land, I wonder if they don't have things. Well, that's confirmation from the universe. I don't know if you heard that. I wonder if they have things that are front-loaded. And the front-loaded means evidence. Evidence that, because that's how they do it. They make sure they have enough to convict. Pima County, you saw what happened with them. Within 24 hours, nothing to see here. And they tear down everything, and the crime scene gets trampled on. I'm going to tell you now at this point, I believe that was on purpose, in my opinion. The next 30 days will be important because we are going to be in this retrograde, I believe until the 23rd or 26th, I can't remember at this point. But then we go through a shadow period. And a lot of things now will be coming up to the surface within the next 10 days, are going to be really, really important for Nancy's case as well as others. Haunted by the past means be a watchman. Watch people. As an example, if you've watched the Karen Reed case and some of these people that are involved, right? Over a 1-year period, you're going to go back and you're going to see that many people have changed drastically their looks. That's what happens. Because anytime people have, now I'm not saying that they did anything, everybody is innocent until proven guilty, but in my opinion, they know a lot. And anytime you have somebody so closely involved and a situation or a crime hasn't been resolved yet, in which that one has not. They're in civil cases now, but the murder of an officer that was laying on the front lawn of another officer in Canton, Massachusetts, has not been resolved. That murder goes unsolved. I want you to watch the people that are around in the circle of trust for Nancy, that target circle, the social network circle. Watch. Be watchmen. I know that all of you are. And I believe that this whole case has been given to us on a complete false narrative. Complete. Down to the timelines. Down to the, and I believe now at this point, this is why in my heart of hearts that I believe that the church ladies, in my opinion, are not willing to talk. And I believe that they most likely believe the same narrative that you and I do. Because on the call with sweet Mrs. Karen McDonough, who is the credentialed, beautiful person, journalist that she is, award-winning, had the phone call with the one church lady. I keep thinking of Saturday Night Live when anyway, with the one, her buddy that went to church with her. The moment that the family was mentioned, she was double clutching. She wanted to get off that phone. Now, of course, it may be innocent enough. She just may feel that, look, I'm not going to spread any type of, and the family may have told her, don't talk about us, okay? In all fairness. But I just think that it's odd to talk to somebody to begin with, and then all of a sudden, that seems to be the narrative. I don't know. Things are definitely heating up, and they will be continuing to heat up. And look at that little sweet person there. Yes, that is a person in my book. You see, surroundings in many of these cases can seem normal to a certain degree. But when someone doesn't want the truth to come out, they don't draw attention to it. You know, the Afro Man effect, the Streisand effect. In the beginning, it was help us, help us, help us, you know, help us, help us. We know. And then it got to the point where don't go near, we'll have you arrested, don't come near. There's no billboards, there's no flyers, there's no nothing. Now, this will change directions, and it will start very quickly. There's going to be more travel back to Nancy Guthrie's house and to Annie Guthrie's house. Are they even there? That's my question. Are they even there and I'm talking about Annie and Tommaso and family. It's time to look closer at a particular woman, and look at this. Flanked on both ends. There's something about a black cat that's intuitive, sometimes almost alarming, so intuitive. Those of you who've had black cats before know it's almost as though they have this inner ability, the inner way. The walls of Nancy's home know. I'm going to see if I can get any information tonight at 7 p.m. I'm going to be remote viewing again and try not to be distracted, because I love reading all of your chats and everything else. But I invite you there because now it's heating up and now it's getting serious. And I want to thank you so much for being here for me, because this helps to get all the word out for Nancy, and that's what it's all about. Time will tell, and I believe that time is about to come. See you soon.